You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
This is episode 760 of the Dressage Radio Show on the Horse Radio Network, brought to you by Kentucky Performance Products. The Dressage Radio Show is the official podcast of the United States Dressage Federation. On today's show, Lauren Sprieser shares her book, Strength in Numbers, and talks about her horse Cadeau and all their success this year. Megan and I discuss the USDF Convention in Houston, Texas, and my second shopping trip to Europe this year. We have a great tip from USEF R dressage judge Bill McMullin about practicing the halt. This is Reese Koffler-Stanfield in Georgetown, Kentucky.
And I am Megan McIsaac from Oregon, Wisconsin. And you're listening to the Dressage Radio Show. Hey, Reese.
Hi, Megan. Oh, my gosh, Megan, you left Houston, Texas with the flu.
The mega flu. Not just
the mega flu.
The mega flu. I think I died and came back. I'm ready. I finally.
So Megan sounds terrible. She sounds terrible.
Guys.
I don't know how I avoided the mega flu. We were together a lot. You were partying though. You stayed longer and partied.
I think that's what got me. It was the banquet.
Yeah, it was the banquet. I didn't go to the banquet, but shout out, right? You guys were at the banquet celebrating what?
We celebrated Lisa Lemke's goal.
Yes. Yay, Lisa. That was super fun. I got to celebrate Friday night. We all went out to dinner and it was so much fun and we got to celebrate. And Megan made friends with the waiter. We had shots. It was great. Lisa enjoyed it.
We got lucky because I don't think we would have gotten into that restaurant without meeting him. So you guys make good reviews on restaurants and they'll let you back in.
Exactly. They had gone the night before and it was fun. But you can hear, we had a blast in Houston. I think I was there a day before.
Yeah. It's
a little shaky. My last 10, 12 days are a little shaky. But I was in Houston. I went a day earlier for the USEF Convention. We had meetings for EF on the Wednesday, and then Megan came in late on Thursday, and we had more meetings on Thursday. But they were good. I think some of the big news that came out of Houston was para dressage is now part of USDF. Woo-hoo. And I think everyone, was really excited about that. I got to speak with Ellie Bremer, who's come on the show a lot, and she was very excited about it. So that was fantastic. That was great news. There was great news about the US Dressage Open that's coming this year with USEF. We will have more news on that as the new year, which is crazy. This is our last show of 2024, Megan.
Can't believe it. I can't believe it. We did it.
I know. We made it. You made it. High five virtually. Everybody high five and getting ready for 2025. So we're recording. Yeah. So we went to Houston. I flew home I was here less than 12 hours. I flew in.
Nuts.
Yeah, it was nuts. This whole thing was slightly nuts, but it's cool. You guys are here about it. It's just the way the flights work. I left Houston. I got into Cincinnati at midnight. I drove home. It's about an hour. My dog was like, "What is going on?" He was so. I literally unloaded my suitcase right into the washer. I had already started to pack for Denmark because I had a 2:00 flight to Denmark, and of course, like every good horse person, I had to ride all my horses before and teach a couple lessons before I got on the plane. My parents picked me up and my dad, I could tell, I was like, you better drive fast, Daddy Uber. They're so sweet. My parents picked me up and took me to the airport. And then I flew to Denmark and I met Bobsy Neidhart-Clark and Martha Thomas. I actually worked for Bobsy when I was in my teens, which is so crazy because, it was just a couple years ago.
A couple.
Yeah, it was so fun to kind of reconnect with them. They've been going to Denmark for about 18 years. So they knew it was great. Like this trip, I got to sit in the back of the car and just look around. It was great. I feel like I saw a lot. I feel like I saw all of Denmark, everything. I saw it all. We were all over the countryside. It was cool. A little bit of a blur. I flew in. I got in Monday. I left on Friday. And so it was really cool. You go to Denmark a lot.
I love it. I love going down goat paths and finding these beautiful stables and meeting these amazing people, having coffee and chocolate and riding beautiful horses. I just love it.
Yeah. It was not bad. They kept us hustling because they were also looking for other horses, but I'm not going to say anything. I have no news yet because the horse, I did find a horse, but he vets, and we all try not to get excited until like the money is wired. So new year, I'll be able to hopefully tell everyone about my new horse, but it was a great experience. It was fun. I really actually liked the riding in Denmark a lot. I think horse welfare is really in the forefront in Denmark right now. And everybody is very cognizant, aware of training their horses and doing a good job and riding well. And I really saw that versus, I've been in October, November, I was in Germany, Holland, and Belgium. So I feel like I've gotten a really good feeling of horses in all 4 countries at this point, 5 countries, including America. So I've really been hunting for this horse. So fingers crossed, we're not going to say anything. So we will have some news hopefully next year, but I know it's just fun to say. So it was really fun. It was fun because now all the Christmas lights are up. I got to do one. I don't know, Megan, if you've been to the Tivoli Gardens in Copenhagen, but it's like amusement park and a Christmas market have a baby. And it's downtown Copenhagen, and it's the thing to do. So I got into Copenhagen the night before my flight a little bit early, like at 5. And so I checked into my hotel really quickly and then went to this place for dinner and walked around, and it felt very European and fun. And so I was only in Copenhagen for 12 hours, but it was really cool. So I felt very, very lucky that I got to go on this trip. This was not really a planned trip. I didn't find anything when I went to Germany in October. So I needed to go back. So I thought I would try kind of something new. And, I think it's always exciting, especially when you have people that you trust that you're with. I'm not sure I'd be brave just to go to Denmark on my own, but they were there, and we had a great time, and it was really fun. We stayed in a beautiful bed and breakfast and beautiful food. I mean, it was really, it was an experience I will never forget, really. So it was cool. And the bridge in Denmark, it's the second longest bridge. And I have a weird thing about bridges. You're on this bridge. It felt like I was there for 12 hours. I was like, it's like 8.5 miles or something. Over 13 kilometers. Yeah. Forever. You're on it forever. And then I had to ride the train on it too forever. I didn't like that. Yeah, I rode the train. I had to ride the train back. It just worked out the way my friends were. But, that's a fun thing. I mean, if anybody ever is going to go to Europe or wants some assistance, Megan and I have done it quite a bit, but it was fun to go to Denmark, and the Danish people were just wonderful. They were so nice. And I did try to stay out of those bakeries, but there's one incident in a bakery, and it was amazing. I had this gingerbread. It was actually quite close to Germany. We at that point, we were almost on the border with northern Germany, because it was starting to be German, and I'm comfortable there. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so they have a gingerbread with apricot jam covered in chocolate. Oh, I can't even. Thank God it was a bite, because I mean, by the last day, my pants were getting tight. I was like, oh no, this is not good.
There's no calories in Denmark.
Yeah, there's no calories. And the candy, oh my gosh. When I came back through customs, the customs officer was like, and did you buy anything in Denmark? I was like, oh, I bought a lot of candy. And he's like, really? I was like, oh yeah, there's a lot of candy in that suitcase. It was funny. I had him laughing. They were there were all kinds of candy, little doggies. I was like, I went crazy. Everyone's getting candy for Christmas.
Even in their gas stations, they have amazing bakery.
Where I got all the candy. And so it became a thing. At every gas station, we look for different types of candy. Oh yeah, it was great. It was fun. So I did see a lot of gas stations in Denmark. I did see that. Yeah. Yeah. We stopped at a lot of gas stations. I drank a lot of tea because Bobsy and Martha like tea, and their tea is delicious. So I drank a lot of tea, tried to stick away from coffee because I hadn't switched over. I try with jet lag. I don't know how you are with jet lag, Megan, but I try to land to be super disciplined and not go to sleep. But that first day, I mean,
I go to sleep.
I don't. Yeah, I try not to, because I'm trying to take 20-minute rest or whatever, close my eyes for a minute, but I tried to power through and oh boy.
Oh,
Yeah, but I wasn't
can't do it.
driving. So if you're driving, that's a different ball game. So
I'm always driving. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
but
good time.
people, yeah. I think honestly, driving there is pretty safe. Like, I mean, it's similar to driving in the US. So, and
Very similar.
yeah. And I think driving Copenhagen, I couldn't tell you how that is, but driving outside was great and beautiful. It was a really just beautiful country. And I did see where Santa lives. I saw a house. I was like, I guarantee Santa lives there. And they had all these like signs for like a Christmas tree farm or something.
Oh.
I was like, that's where Santa lives. And he works there. I mean, it was the cutest house. I think when Santa goes to Denver, he's there because it was Santa's house. It was great. So yeah. So we're coming on Christmas.
You went. Oh.
I'm so glad I went. And I just I was like, YOLO, I hope I can go back again. I feel like I will go back again. But again, I really was impressed by the writing. I thought the writing actually was really quite good. I saw some other not so great writing at some places on the mainland, but not on purpose. I mean, that was just not my style. That's a better way to put it.
Yep.
Really rode well. Everybody sat well. Everyone quiet, nice, soft bits, nothing crazy. So that was cool.
Aww.
Yeah, I know. So that's my excitement. So hopefully we don't mean to be secretive. I'm just weird when, I don't want to get excited in the horse not
I'll
past
be excited for you. I am so excited.
Megan's really excited about this horse. I texted Megan and I was like, I sent her the videos and she's like, I love it. I love its hind leg. And I was like, oh, this is why you have friends.
Yep.
Confidence. Where I was like, what do you think? And she's like, I see the vision immediately. It was awesome. I was like, you see the vision? So because he's 5, he's not an old guy. He's young still. But he was super fun. So we'll have news. Hopefully I'll have news tomorrow. We're recording on Monday. So hopefully I'll have some news. So of course I'll text Megan immediately and then we'll let you guys know.
Yep.
But Megan, we have Christmas next week. I think this show is going to come out maybe right before Christmas. But what are you guys doing for Christmas? What's the plan?
Packing. We got to pack for Callie because I am, I think, 2 weeks behind. But then we will have a wonderful dinner with friends and get to spend time with the family. And hopefully my fiance and I will ride together alone in the barn. No customers. I just want some peaceful time with our horses. So hopefully we'll get to spend it with family and friends. What about you, Reese?
Yeah, same kind of thing. Because we're gonna leave a little bit after Christmas. Also, we're kind of leaving around the same time. So I am trying to be packing now so that next week it's a little bit quieter. Same thing. I haven't been home for Christmas now for a couple of years, so I'm excited. We're gonna do Christmas Eve with my family, and my niece and nephew are a little bit older now. They're 11 and 14. So, but my niece and we're going to do Christmas cookies this week. And they actually had a Christmas concert tonight. I didn't get to make, but just kind of doing some fun stuff with them. And then we'll head out also for Florida. So very much a transitional period, but we're going to enjoy Christmas. And my groom, Cammie, and we kind of trade off on Christmas. Like I do the morning and then we have to go to Louisville in the afternoon. So she'll do the afternoon chores. So we kind of break it up. We don't have a lot of horses right now, and we'll give everybody the day off probably. I may ride. It just depends on what the day is like.
Right.
But sometimes I really stayed home to be with my husband and his family this Christmas. So it'll be fun. So I'm excited about that, and just have a little bit of downtime. As you guys know, this has been a little bit of a crazy fall for me. So just to be home, honestly, and just like watch Christmas movies.
Yes.
That's what I want to do.
Yes.
Hallmark Christmas movies are coming my way. I've already Netflix. I've watched a ton of them. None of them are good, but I don't know. I like to drink Glühwein and I just like to watch the
couch. I was like, please get me out of the living room. I want to be on my horse.
I know. Oh, you've been so sick. So hopefully Megan's on the, and knock on wood, I did not get the mega flu. I actually was a little bit sick right before Houston. So I think my immune system had kicked up a little. So thank God I missed the mega flu.
Thank God.
So. But we have an amazing show. We wanted to just catch up with you guys because we feel like we've been away for a while because we have been. But I think we've got a great show. We've got a super interview from Lauren Sprieser. She's always a fan favorite. And I think you guys are going to love this right after this break from Kentucky Performance Products.
Frequently asked questions brought to you by Kentucky Performance Products. I know my older horse will benefit from a joint supplement, but can it help my younger horse too? Yes, it can. The joints of young horses experience daily wear and tear that can lead to joint degeneration over time. A well-balanced joint supplement provides the building blocks necessary to support healthy cartilage and synovial fluid so horses stay sounder longer. Joint Armor is the product of choice for younger horses. It provides high levels of both glucosamine and chondroitin plus 100 milligrams of hyaluronic acid. Joint Armor is herb-free, so there is no worry about it testing in show horses. Betsy sent us the following comments after she started her 5-year-old quarter horse mare on Joint Armor. My vet recommended I try Joint Armor. After 10 days, I couldn't believe the difference. She is now floating across the arena and willingly forward with impulsion and suspension. I am thrilled. She is happier too, ears up and a soft eye. Thank you for such a great product. You can learn more about Joint Armor at kppusa.com. Got questions about your feeding program? We can help. Email Karen at questions@kppusa.com. or call us at 859-873-2974.
Well, tonight I am so excited to have, back by popular demand, Lauren Sprieser from Sprieser Sport Horse, and now new national champion. Hi, Lauren. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks, guys. Always fun to be with you.
I mean, literally last time I saw you, I high-fived you. You had a national champion 4th level and a reserve champion Prix St. George ribbon in your hand.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, to start our interview today, because it's Christmas, welcome, holiday season. Woo! So we have to ask you, what is your favorite holiday memory, my friend?
You know, holidays for all of us with horses are just kind of normal days. Horses still poop.
Yep.
They can't feed themselves. But I can tell you that the last couple of years we've been going to Florida a little earlier. So we do Christmas in Florida, and I'm a sucker for a Publix key lime pie. And
they are good.
Yeah,
they are good.
One of my holiday traditions is I get a Publix key lime pie and I head down to the beach, and I have people I love with me, and we have pie on the beach.
That sounds amazing.
Amazing.
As
Publix closes,
intended.
Which I didn't know. I made that mistake once.
Oh yeah. No, you got to get your pie early.
Yeah, heads up. Don't try to go Christmas Day. It's not happening. And they close early Christmas Eve. You know, we're not from Florida, but we spend a lot of time there. But I didn't know that. And it was a problem. There was maybe some Chinese food involved in that day.
Also, as the baby Jesus intended.
Yes, exactly. I love it. Well, Lauren, tell us. I mean, it's this horse. I know him because you were here with him last year, and I've been watching your progress. But tell us a little bit about your horse, but also how he came about, because that's a pretty cool story.
Cadeau himself is the horse I have waited my whole career for. My problem when I go horse shopping, I am impossible to horse shop with because I want all of them, because I see them all as an opportunity. And everyone I sit on, I'm like, oh, I could make this so much better. And I'm such a junkie for the process that I need lots of adults in the room to help me make horse decisions so that
Understood. I feel you, sister.
Right. Like I gotta get one that's good enough. So how he came into my life begins actually quite a bit earlier. In 2019, I was having one of I would actually say the worst chunk of time of my life. I had my, future rock star horse die. I had some legal stuff. I had a lot of financial stuff, and I was in the Netherlands looking for horses for a client. And I sat on a horse and I said, oh my God, this is my horse. And I had precisely $0. And I got some people together and I said, hey, would you like to buy this horse? And they said no. So I took out the biggest loan in the history of the universe and, well, at least the history of my universe, and borrowed almost every penny for him and bought him anyway. And over time, he got people interested in him. His name was Guernsey Elvis. He went from baby Prix St. George, fourth level horse, to reserve national champion at the USDF finals. And then we sold him. And so the group of people that owned him, which is called the Elvis Syndicate, said, hey, this was really fun. Let's do it again. And I went off to Denmark. I met Cadeau. I was introduced by my wonderful friends, Bobsy Clark and Martha Thomas, and the rest, as they say, is history.
I know. I'm stoked for you because I am literally going to Denmark on Sunday. So with the same people, shout out to Bobsy and Martha. We're super excited. And I'm sure we'll have, I hope I come home with a Cadeau. I'm just saying, like, you inspired me to go to Denmark. So I'm looking forward to that.
It's an awesome place.
So now tell us, again, you have now some information out on how to start a syndicate. And I love it because you and I have both been pretty successful with syndicates. Also, why I'm going over to Denmark and I was in Holland, right, is that I had a wonderful horse that I trained the Grand Prix and sold. So kind of the same model. I think it's been a good model for you and I financially. Again, our horse is that great financially. Don't ask my husband, but it does kind of work in a way. So can you tell us a little bit about that? Because you have great information available at a really reasonable price.
Yeah, I this is going to make me sound like the ass that I am, but I got tired of people asking me for advice on how to do syndicates. So I wrote a book so that I could charge them money to give them advice on how to do syndicates.
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And I think that has to be the model more and more now, that the three of us in the room right now in the Zoom chat, we have a lot of experience, and experience costs money. I mean, if you looked at, millions are in our careers sitting in this room. And I think that's really important. And I think that's one of the things I wanted to highlight is, it's very reasonable price. It's $20, right?
It is $20 if you want it in a PDF. It is $9.99 on Amazon. It is also a Kindle book. Yes.
Stop it!
I need to read this book.
Is great. That is such reasonable pricing for.
It is 19 pages long. Not that I need to, brag about my first book and all 19 pages of it.
But it's super helpful. It's a super helpful book. It really, and so but I also, paying for someone's time and what they've done, I think is incredibly important now, because again, it's cost us so much money to get there and it's not free. So I think it's a really, really good thing. So thank you for doing that, number one. And number two, how does one find this syndicate book?
Well, it is on Amazon.com. It is called Strength in Numbers. And if you are not a Kindle reader, then you can find me on my website or on social media, and I will get it to you for the $20 contribution to my island retirement fund.
That is awesome. I can't wait to buy it and read all about it.
I appreciate it. It was, the information took a lot of interviewing other people and also interviewing other owners about what got them into owning horses and what motivates people to own horses for someone else. And dressage, I think, is probably one of the newer disciplines to embrace syndication as an ownership model, but it's so fantastic, particularly as we move into a world where horses are getting more and more expensive and stratospherically expensive. And the pool of people that can own even one outright and pay all of its expenses is a very, very, very tiny pool. And dividing that number by 3, by 5, by the Elvis Syndicate is 33. And that makes it a much more affordable experience. So yeah, you can own 1/33 of Cadeau and pay his annual maintenance fee for a 4-figure number.
Wow. And how do you, this is probably in the book, but how do you approach people?
There's lots of different ways, and I do devote a pretty good chunk of the book to that. But at the end of the day, it's about knowing what you are good at, and then knowing what they are interested in. You know, are they in it because they are horse people? Or are they in it because they like you? Are they in it because they are motivated by training? Are they in it because they're motivated by sport results? What is going to be your best way of talking to them and getting them to say yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I think it's I agree completely, because I do believe this is where the model's going for owning horses. And again, a very successful way to do it, I think, and it spreads the risk, and everybody can pay an affordable amount. It still depends on how the syndicate is set up. And Lauren, you go through the numbers in the book on how to set it up with those numbers, which I think is phenomenal. So I think that's really good. And 1/33 is still a lot, but that tremendously helps you develop that horse.
And it's just so much less. And it's the community part for me too is really fun. Like, my owners are the coolest people ever because they're the coolest people ever, but they get together. They've become friends with each other. They go and do stuff together. They're so wonderful. I'm very, very, very lucky to know them. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So did a little birdie tell us another book is coming?
Yeah.
Ooh, tell us about it.
Yeah, can we hot take this?
We can totally hot take this, particularly because telling you all that I'm writing this is going to hold my ass accountable to actually writing this. But the first 19-page novel was so easy. I said, let's do a real one. As it turns out, that's harder. But I'm ballparking that I'm about halfway done at this point with a book, and you're going to have to decide whether you want to bleep this out or not. But its working title, My Hands to God, is How to Train Your Horse Without Being a Dick. Will that stay the title? I don't know. I don't know.
Glenn can beat that or not. Like, I don't know. That's a Glenn decision.
That's staying in. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Can we put that in the book club? Can we read this in the book club?
We are doing it. And when it comes out, Lauren, it's coming in our book club. Hands down.
And if hooray, I have some people interested in already. Excellent. Now I really do have to write the damn thing. But it comes from this place, and I know you all can appreciate this. I was sitting in Florida watching the beginning of not even the beginning, it's been going on for years, but the real momentum of the dressage internet absolutely eating its young about animal welfare.
Yes.
And the legitimate grievances and the total nonsense grievances of some very, very, very loud people. And I said, this is out of control. Why doesn't everyone love this like I love this? Why doesn't everyone love training like I love training? And then I said, well, why don't you tell them why you love training and tell them how you train? And so I believe that it is possible to be effective, and it is possible to be competitively successful while also being a compassionate horseman. And I also believe that if you think you have to be mean in order to train a horse to do dressage for the first time, oh man, are you going to have to be a heck of a lot meaner trying to do it right the second time? So the best way to protect our horses from bad situations is to establish clear boundaries from the beginning.
Yes.
That's voila, the book.
I love it. No, fantastic. I mean, I think all of us sitting here are feeling the same way and love our sport. And we've been in this sport a long time now and want to see it continue and want to be successul. And I think the three of us, why we're sitting here, right, is we're very big on education and moving forward and helping people understand, because we've made a lot of mistakes along the way. And I think we all of us go to a warm climate in the winter, but we do that also because we're around like-minded people and we're able to train. And that's really why at the end of the day, I like to go to Florida, because I'm able to sit and watch people that are way better than me and absorb that for 3-4 months. And that's pretty incredible.
Agree.
Yeah, for sure. So Lauren, what's next in Cadeau's quest? Like, what's the next thing you guys are up to?
Cadeau is very, very, very much enjoying a little vacation before we leave for Florida. I am torturing myself by riding with my reins in one hand because, as ever, I am on a mission to pull less, which means that I'm basically getting run away with every day, but it's fun. And he gets a few more days of dragging me about before he has to get back to serious business. I want to try for the 2025 Small Tour Championships at the Festival of Champions, but I also really want to make some good strides this winter on the Piaffe. Something clicked in like 2 months ago where he said, "Oh, like this." And I said, "Yeah, like that." Also, "Oh my God, that's incredible." So I want to ride that momentum and prioritize certainly making him the rockstar baby genius Grand Prix horse he's going to be.
That's fantastic. I am so excited to watch your journey with him.
Thank you. He's cool. And the ones coming up behind him are really cool too, but it's fun to have one that is this good.
I love it. I mean, I think that's the other hard part, right? Are the others in syndicate or do you own those guys?
One of them is in syndicate. He is 6, so coming 7. He has an unpronounceable Danish name, Journal's Solution.
Lord.
But we call him Beaker, and Beaker will do 3rd level next year. And then I own the 5 coming 6-year-old. I own the fewest horses right now that I have ever owned as an adult. I own 1 3/4 horses.
Wow.
I know.
I love it.
So yes, the baby's name is OJ or original JP. And he has to go to a horse show and also not run away with me. Apparently I have to.
Well, I'll be in Florida and I'll be on also young horses. So we will try not to get run away together.
Yep. Sure. If you see a very, very fast black blur, it's probably me.
I love it. Well, Lauren, as always, we love having you on the show. We can't thank you enough. We always enjoy watching and listening and seeing what you're up to. And we're going to hold you to the book club because the next time you're going to be the author of the book in our book club. How does that sound?
Oh, God. Got to get
next
cracking.
Year.
Yeah, got to get cracking. Well, we hope you have a wonderful holiday season. And how can our listeners find you online and follow you and or potentially be part of the syndicate you're starting or have?
You can find me online at all of the places you can find people online. I'm mostly on Facebook and Instagram. My handle is @LaurenSprieser. And my website is SprieserSporthorse.com.
Love it. Thanks, Lauren. Have a great night.
Thank you, guys.
Well, tonight for our trainer tip, we are thrilled to have Bill McMullin on the show. He is an FEIS judge, an FEI USDF certified instructor, and an examiner for the certified instructor program. Bill, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Reese. Glad to be here.
Thrilled to have you. Well, you have a tip for us, right?
Well, you had asked specifically before about judging tip, but of course this goes along with training. Everything we do in the show ring is based on our good training. But the one thing that came to mind that where people are always asking about how can I improve my score, of course. But one simple thing, and I'm sure lots of people think about this, but the details that go into this that could really help is really working on perfecting their halt. Think about it. Every test we have has 2 halts. Most tests that have a ring back. Then we have many tests that have 3 halts in it. So there's 3 times that you get to exhibit your skill of coming into a halt and out of a halt.
Yes,
so in a sense, that's really 2 transitions. It's huge. So, and I mean, so many things can go wrong. And obviously I think people understand when you have 2 judges, of course, looking at it from C straight on, we look at the straightness and the acceptance that way. But when you're from the side, obviously we can see when the horse isn't square. If they're standing a little bit out behind, it may not even be seen so much by the judge in front. So the scores can be quite different. And in terms of how it accepts the bit and the contact, but really learning the skill and taking the time to really accept that you really can ride a halt, that you really can close a horse from behind, and it accepts, it listens to your seat and comes into the rein and the contact in a good way and stays around without bracing. Really takes skill and time to develop that skill, that the bracing is out of the picture before the halt. And I think, when you see a rider that can really ride into that, I think at training level, it says, you can have the walk step or 2 in to the halt. And then from the other levels, it doesn't need to be from the trot or the canter direct to the halt. But in the training, this idea of like walking a step or 2 in can be super helpful to getting the acceptance think so many people try to make it so abrupt that they end up with the bracing, and then the horse's head is up against the bit, and they have to either bite the neck down once it's after it's halted, or it might be tense, and that may add to it being crooked and not accepting the bit in the move off. So there's so many parts into it, and it's such a dynamic piece of the riding from after the halt. It gives you much more input in terms of how to balance your horse and to have a better half halt.
Yeah.
So again, the halt really shouldn't be overlooked. Like I said, up to 3 scores.
I'm like, preach it, preach. It's so true. Like it can be 30 points. I mean, that's a significant portion of a 230 point test. Like that's a significant portion.
Very
and
significant.
like you said, worth and has implications as you go to your half halts. Like it's not just the halt. Like there's a reason we're doing that.
Exactly. I mean, it shows a well-ridden halt, not just meaning that it's square, but it really accepts the bit and the contact, that it meets the criteria of the training scale, shows a skilled rider. So when somebody comes in with a well-prepared halt and so on, then you're on your toes saying, wow, this is going to be good. Yes, which I love, when you're like, this is going to be good. I'm excited about this. And it, perks the judges' attention up. I mean, I do try to slip you a cookie at lunch, but, maybe that's trying to really get halt. Yeah, a little chocolate. Like, I know the way to your heart. Like,
that's what I'm doing wrong.
Hey, a little chocolate. I mean, I'll do anything. No, no, but I think all kidding aside, like this is really an important tool. One tip I do too is I don't get off until my horses are square.
Oh, me too.
Exactly. No, that's a very, very good rule of thumb to have in your daily ride. Have a good square halt, accepting the bit to halt and make them stand for a moment before you get off. Absolutely.
Yeah. Usually they get real smart to that.
If you can do that every day for 2 weeks, it will change the whole acceptance of everything with your horse. Guaranteed.
Yeah. I love it. Oh, I love it. Well, Bill, we can leave it there. We don't need anything else. That's phenomenal. Well, thank you for that. And just a reminder, everybody, pay attention. It's worth your time. And Bill, how can our listeners find you online if they have any more questions?
You can find me at WarrenMcMullinDressage.com. We have a link to contact there, and also on Facebook under Warren McMullin Dressage, and also me personally under Bill McMullin.
Recharge your training program with Equestrian Plus. Equestrian Plus brings together top riders, trainers, and professionals onto one video platform. Watch over 5,000 how-to training videos, clinic and event footage, exclusive training sessions, and more, featuring top experts including 5-time dressage Olympian Stefan Peters, 5-time Olympic show jumper Ann Krasinski, Olympic eventer and silver medalist William Fox Pitt, and more. Join Equestrian Plus now and use promo code HRN15 for 15% off your first month. Visit EquestrianPlusPLUS.com to subscribe.
Well, first of all, Megan, we have to tell everybody about the success of the book club at convention.
It was awesome. So many people turned out. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. I mean, we looked out in the audience and there were a lot of people. That was super cool.
It was amazing. And Janet was great. It was just amazing to have so many people in one room talking about Janet's book.
Yes. And I was lucky. I was in the hot seat for a while. I didn't even get out of the seat because I had a great talk with Eliza Sidner and George Williams about the future of the sport. And if anybody has any questions about that, we do have the slides available from that discussion. And I'm certainly willing to talk to anybody about what we discussed. I think it was a really important one. And
huge.
Yeah, I think it was huge. And I think we're gonna have Eliza on our show next year, which is crazy. We're going to grab her. She and I are going to be talking about the same thing at the Graduate Young Rider Program. We're going to kind of keep this discussion going in the business side. So thank you, everybody. I've had just awesome success on the business consulting that I started and just mentorship, kind of business mentorship. And if I can help anybody else, please send me an email. But it was a really cool convention, and the book club was amazing. Janet Foy was fantastic. Mm-hmm. We were thrilled to be a part of it. And we have an announcement, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Should I drum roll you? What's our announcement, Megan?
We have a new book. It is called Build a Better Athlete by Leslie Webb. So from January to March, keep reading, people.
Keep reading. We're excited. This is going to be super fun. This is we've already previewed the book a little bit and it's great. I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you guys for being so receptive to the book. And also this is our time. It's just a moment of reflection from this year. I mean, Megan, I'm so glad you joined our team here at the Dressage Radio Show. It's meant so much to me to have you by my side. I needed you. And it was been so fun to see you grow and continue to learn what this is all about, which is fun. And we just have to thank our listeners. I hope everyone had a great 2024. But if you didn't, we have a new year coming. But truly, we can't do this without all our listeners. And really, truly, from my heart, like I always get a little choked up at this show because it's why we do it, and it's amazing. And we wish you guys a very, very happy holidays, whatever you celebrate, and wish you an amazing 2025 starting. And we're so thankful we can be here. So, Megan, thank you also for being here.
Thank you, Reese. Thank you for this opportunity. This has just been amazing and difficult and growth, and I just have a totally new respect for you, for Philip, and I'm with him every day. I'm grateful for this opportunity and to our listeners. So thank you, Reese. I've learned a ton, and I'm going to keep learning.
We're going to keep learning. We keep having fun and learning stuff all together. So everybody, I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. And as you know, you can find our show notes and links to today's guest on our page at horseradionetwork.com. Search Dressage Radio Show. Like us on Facebook, just search Dressage Radio Show. My website is maplecrestfarmky.com, and my email is reese@horseradionetwork.com.
And my website is lindenhoff.com, and my email is lindenhoffllc@gmail.com. We'd like to thank our friends and show sponsors, Kentucky Performance Products. If you'd like to support our show and the Horse Radio Network, you can do that through the auditor program found at horseradionetwork.com. Keep on kicking on until the next show. Talk to you soon.
Happy holidays, everybody, and we will talk to you in 2025. Ah!